Hello, today we are cooking Ivory Coast national dish, and the national dish, the one that all Ivorian like most, is called Attiéké. And how do you cook the Attiéké? Attiéké, the ingredient first. We start with the ingredients. The ingredients are fresh tomato, 1 or 2 onions like this. You chop them. I'm going to get my tomato right now. More tomato. Good. Get more tomato to chop. I'm washing the tomatoes before I chop them. So finish to wash it. I'm gonna chop the tomatoes first. Let's chop the tomatoes. Like you can see, I chopped some of them already, and I chopped some onions already. Like you can see the onions like there. Basically, what you do, you just mix them, and you add a bit of Maggi cube on top of it after you finish, and that's the first thing you do. And after we going to clean the fish and fry it, that's the second part of it. But let's finish the first part first. Right. Like I said, you chop the tomatoes and you chop onions. And for you people who love pepper, you can chop fresh pepper as well. So we're gonna chop some fresh pepper to add to the ingredients. But because not everybody like pepper, fresh pepper or pepper in the food, we won't mix the pepper with the tomato and onions. We'll separate them. That's what we actually do. We separate them because it's not everybody who like fresh pepper and onions. Right. Let me get the fresh pepper.
Tomato, onion, fresh pepper. Fresh pepper will just be coming in 1 second.
Here you have fresh pepper that we're gonna chop in a minute. That's a container for the fresh pepper. We will put this separately.
Yes, we do.
Let's finish to chop the onion first. Not the onion. We already chopped the onion, but today I use only 1 onion. Normally, depend on the size of the onion. If it's small, you can use 2, and if it's big, you can use 1. And depends on the normal pepper people eating as well. But let's finish to chop the tomato and we chop the pepper.
And then we go to the second part.
Okay. Okay. Now we're gonna chop the fresh pepper. As you can see, you can have 1 or 2 pepper, but
we do 2.
I took 1 because sometimes you don't know if the pepper is too hot, and
It's very hot.
it can burn you. But it depends if you like pepper. So I normally take the seed out because I don't want it to be too hot. And it's not everybody who eat pepper here. I'm one of the person who like a bit of pepper to spice my food.
Onion?
But you don't really have to put pepper in there. Okay.
If you want, you can.
Yes.
If you want to, you can.
So we've done now for the ingredient we're supposed to basically, that's all you need to chop. That's all you need to start with. You chop the pepper, you chop tomatoes and onions, and that's it. Now you go to the next stage, which is clean the fish. And after you finish too, that's part 2. Yeah, well done. It's part 2. Part 2 is to clean the fish. And after you finish to clean the fish, you spice the fish. You spice the fish. After you finish to spice the fish,
you go in the pan.
You fry the fish. That's what we're gonna do right now. Okay? We're gonna clean the fish first.
Okay, see you later. We're back.
After you finish to chop all the ingredients, I mean fresh pepper, fresh tomato, and fresh onion, you mix the tomato and the onion. You leave the pepper separate because some people don't like to eat pepper. Now, what you have to do next is to add a Maggi cube on a tomato and onion. You spray, you season it with it. It's because the Maggi cube is a seasoning cube. Don't need to put
one there.
and you mix it.
Cube. And then we have one more. If you want to use one more, if you can use one, but you can use the second one if you want. We normally use.
And you mix it. So you season with top. I think I should add more onions. It looks like I need more onions. Yes. I'll have to add more onions because I think I will need a bit of more onions. It's more tomatoes. Onions is nice. So that's it. And the next we'll clean the fish and before we fry it.
See you.
When close it, you can leave it on. And next we'll clean the fish before we fry it. Now we have our fish ready.
Yep.
Now all we have to do is to spice the fish, and after we finish to spice the fish,
we put
some the oil in the pan and warm the oil first before we start. Let me see if it's clean oil. Right, it's clean oil. You might need to
do some stuff first. Because of this, we're gonna put this right inside there.
Cleaning of the oil.
Because they put in the oil in there.
Alright, I remember I fried yam in there. So let me wash it.
Oh yeah, he fried yam. That was yesterday and the other day.
Quickly wash that.
Yeah, because we need to carry on the video. People normally show their face.
Right. Now
we are frying it.
I'll warm the oil first.
And then we fry it.
What I'll do, I'll warm the oil first. I could have even spiced it first before I warm the oil.
Yes.
But let's put the oil on.
Yeah. I'm gonna just fry it now.
Just get the oil in there. Oil in there.
Make sure it's not expired.
He said make sure your oil is not expired.
Yeah.
Check the expired day on the oil bottle before you put your oil.
Or else it might be expired and you might eat expired food. Temptation. Temptation.
Right, I think that's enough oil.
Yeah, we put too much oil.
And just-
Hands on.
now all we have to do now is spice the fish.
And that's gonna be very.
Some people add some flour on the fish before they spice it or before they fry it. But I used to do that now. I stopped doing it now. Because it's depend of your taste. If you like it, you can do that way. I just fry the fish like that. I just spice them and fry them.
Yeah, because you're supposed to fry them.
Put a bit of Maggi cube on it. That's the one I use. The Maggi cube.
We
You
got
can find it in any shop, or you can.
We have 2 more left on the oven. We have like 2. We're gonna use them for those. Like you can see right there.
You can even,
This is it.
if you don't want to use the Maggi cube to spice, you can use this salt. Salt is fine. I think I'll just use salt for the rest.
So the salt is up here. There we go. This is the
Salt
salt. That we have different kinds of salt. You can read salt. I might have done it the wrong way. We have 2 layers of salt. Another layer, but this is not open. Done. This is your second layer.
Let me put a bit of salt on it for the rest.
Yeah, salt.
Like I said, you can use either Maggi or you can use salt. It's fine.
Why do you use salt? Because it's more quicker.
No, it's the same. Ice. You just have a little bit of salt on it. And while I'm doing it, the oil is warming up, and I think that's it.
Yeah, we
Um,
can put the salt back.